Welcome to Never Split the Party, everyone. We're really trying to behave for Justin. Wait a second. Can everyone hear me?
Yeah.
Are we sure?
I see the audio going this
time.
time.
Wait a second.
We couldn't
Wow,
hear
that's
you.
so
It was that
nice
they
of you,
couldn't hear
Pork.
you.
Pork is crushing it. Thank you so much.
Damn.
So
Shit,
funny.
the audio going. Except now there's double audio because
Double? What do you mean double audio?
No, I forgot to turn off the volume. So sorry about that, everybody.
Damn it, Justin.
I know there's triple audio in my channel.
We're good.
Hi, everyone. This is Never Split the Party. My name is Dustin. I also go by Arbitrary Nerd, and I'm the long-suffering GM for this wonderful Starfinder campaign we've been playing. Wonderful because I'm incredibly opinionated because it's homebrew, and I mostly wrote it. Yeah. Tonight, I am going to go over some... we'll do the recap. We'll do introductions. I'll pretend that everyone has some announcements to give, although I don't think we do, other than thanks a huge amount, Pork. And then I think we can jump right into it. We are, for folks who have been following along or are just catching up tonight or are watching a little ahead, we are wrapping up what I'm calling the end of our prologue arc, which will be roughly the next episode or two, depending on how slow the players are. So, slow.
Very slow.
We'll do a brief break episode after we do that, and I'm gonna give Nick the reins. I lied on the dates for that. I'm sorry about that last episode. Nick's one shot will be coming in between the two arcs, and then we'll jump right into the second arc. I'll advertise more about that. I'll throw it up on the Starfinder Reddit. I'll throw it up on Twitter, which is
gross.
Twitter's probably the best place.
For those of you who don't know, I've never DM'd anything in my life.
Yeah, it's gonna be great.
Ooh.
Expect
That'd
a
be
train
fun.
wreck. Or a brawl wreck.
Yeah.
Well, luckily you don't roll very well, so I think we're in for a pretty smooth ride.
Oh!
I don't think the players will have much of a problem. So
Challenge rating 5.
that's fine.
You're all level 1.
Yes. Well, bad rolls, Nick. Getting into the content, I did want to also give one more shill, not that I need to, but we do have a Patreon going, which is patreon.com/NSTP. One of our first goals, and it's something that you guys will notice who are watching the video, podcaster or people listening to the podcast less so. We want to get like subscriptions to Roll20. We want to increase our video software, which will help the audio stuff. We're looking to just increase the software and things that we use so that we can enhance the game on your end as much as humanly possible. Right now, we do have a bit of an overhead just for our mostly free stream. So yeah, Patreon's going to help us bring you guys more. If you'd like to make any recommendations or things you'd like to see from us, hit us up in Discord. The links down below the video haven't been updated yet. I'm working on them. They're still active. Like you can find the Discord and everything down there. But Justin and I have been working on new panels, and I just need to actually publish them. And I'm not sure if I'm lazy or no, it's lazy. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm working on it. Never mind. I don't need to give you another answer. Right. But yeah, if you guys have any recommendations or things you'd like to see, we would absolutely love to put them in there. We've been using character names from chats. We've used some encounter ideas in Discord. Yeah, keep seeing those. More coming. All that fun stuff. And announcements from the rest of the party.
How about what's going on next Friday from you? Or this Friday, rather. Next Friday? One of the Fridays.
I think, well, I don't know what channel it's going to be on. I don't have all the full details. I will be, so Ask a Pathfinder is someone who sometimes pops in the chat. He does Pathfinder videos, and he's a extremely fantastic person. Both he runs games for others. He does Pathfinder like support tutorials, which is really cool on his Facebook. I may be joining a game at 6 in the morning next Friday. That's because he lives in Australia, and Australia time is fun when you're on the East Coast of the United States. I'm not really sure the details of that too much. I know it's a one-shot, and I'm hopefully going to be able to get time off of work because it's at 6 a.m. I'm just trying to iron out the details. But thank you, Chris. That's a good reminder, and I'll have more of that next Tuesday.
Cool.
Any other announcements?
Not for me.
Okay, I'm going to have everyone do introductions. As I said before, I am Dustin, and all these other guys just keep following me around everywhere.
I guess that's me. My name is... You're right. I do start every sentence with
Patrick is referring to how I've complained against him as I'm editing the podcast, and
It's either
We all-
that or clearing of the throat. So,
That pretty much goes for everybody, though.
The episode title can be the episode.
No, thank you.
hello, my name is Patrick. I am playing Reich Oren. He is a Lashunta envoy. His goal in life is to become a grade A actor and all-around celebrity, and to sell his stories through various works of art. His favorite way of messing with the GM is by ruining the GM's experience, mostly through things such as
Sheer ignorance.
finding out what? No. Such as figuring out where the GM wants to go before the GM announces anything, such as when he called the bluff of the pirate captain without a roll.
Longest intro.
Yeah, I was just gonna say that. That was a long intro.
I was trying to cut it shorter, but there were laughs.
But you're
and
right.
the words, and then I got thrown off.
I
trying to
appreciate
go
the
for-
callback to Captain Sal.
I was
or-
trying to go for a superlative,
which
Sorry.
superlative?
not a like an
Alliteration.
No,
I think we're gonna end Rye's
going
intro
home.
here.
Bye.
Brawl is now captain.
All right. I am Michael, and I am playing Zero, the android operative, and as of last episode, a thief.
Touche. Yeah, good call.
I'm Chris. I'm perfect. And so is Milla, who happens to be my character. He's a mechanic, a pretty perfect character. Perfect
He's
in
bad
every way.
Thievery.
What was that?
Said you were bad at thievery.
I'm really bad at thievery, yeah.
But I want
also, my glasses are fogging up and I can't really see anything.
Is that why we didn't get your middle and last name and other middle name?
It is kind of distracting, but yeah.
Miller, the Dirk, and Abigail Dartwood. Yep, gotcha.
Sure, we'll go with that. I like that.
every time he says Durkin, all I can think of
Durkin.
is someone stabbing someone with a very small dagger.
Like
Yeah,
a Dirk.
Dirk, except smaller. It's a Dirkin.
Dirk, isn't Dirk?
Or it's someone
Oh,
who
It's got a
identifies
very-
as a Dirk.
He's got a very small Dirk.
It's someone,
Tiny
it's
as
someone who identifies as a Dirk, a Dirkin.
Oh my gosh.
Kind of like a napkin.
No,
That's twice tonight that the GM has
real
died.
bad, and
Yep.
the GM should not be laughing that hard. This is terrible.
To move things along, I'm Nick. I play Brawl, who even with props seems to only roll 2s.
Because you can't punch the keys.
And he's a. I can't though. I have to take him off.
Well, you kind of need to open your fists in order to
Did
drop
anyone
the
else
dice,
just
right?
see his little tiny mental breakdown as you pointed that out.
Oh!
I can't.
I'm
roll.
a monster.
I swear, Starfinder comes after this at some point.
Yep.
Maybe.
the main bread and butter of our episodes is just the intros. Nobody needs to watch anything else or listen to anything else.
I now want to redo my intro.
Me too.
No, Brawl, are you done?
I'm done.
All right, next
Hi.
up.
My name is Justin. I play Seeker, the android technomancer. Also, I play Reich Oren, a very handsome. Wait, you wanted me to redo your intros, right?
Hi,
Is that?
my name
No,
is.
I'm redoing the intro.
And I play.
I'm redoing the. No, not you.
My favorite person on Earth is Reich
Is-
Oren.
Seeker.
I find him
Good
dreamy,
thing Earth
You know-
We haven't been to Earth.
and I aspire to be just like him someday. Signed, Reich. Strike through. Seeker.
I think Pork just unsubbed and I'm not even mad.
Remember when you were like, I think that we're gonna probably take forever to actually get to the end of this prologue. Well, I think we're not really helping there.
I did mention the slowness. Was that everyone? Are we all introduced?
Did I say that I was Seeker, the android technomancer? I think so.
I think so.
Pretty
This
sure
is
I did.
the
Artist
lovely and
extraordinaire. I mean,
especially qualified crew of the Indecision,
Oh, we're special.
which is currently docked on Pyramid Station Alpha, which is the space station they've been kind of based out of for the past month or so. For last episode, I don't remember what you guys did.
Well, Zero stole some credits.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
all
So
right,
we met
so-
the magistrate.
No, I got you. I
Okay,
got your back.
um,
Gosh,
It's
stared
fine.
at each other.
this is something.
Last episode, there was a lot of drama on Pyramid Station Alpha. At first, there was an announcement that there was treason in the Border Space Union, where the High Chancellor, the leadership position, was committing treason against the Border Space Union in collusion with the Pact Worlds, which is the centralized planets for the Starfinder universe. After that announcement, the party met back up with their magistrate friend, more or less turned him into their magistrate enemy, tried to hedge around completing a deal with him, and by turning in a clearly evil book, they got saddled with Justinian, his major domo. I hope I'm saying that word right. I've never actually said it out loud. And you and the party, as they were leaving the tower with the magistrate, listened to a second announcement. This one from the same figure, the Kasatha who gave the first announcement, explaining how Pyramid Station Alpha had been lost due to a plague or bioorganic weapon of some sort. The party, slightly confused, being that they're on Pyramid Station Alpha pistol and not actually being attacked by some sort of biological agent, watched as their dome, central dome, began to seal itself off with its safety measures. They had some fun shenanigans. Rai used his one of his abilities for the first time and was able to glean some information. They managed to convince Justinian to return to the magistrate and his wife, and they are now making their way towards Archie's new shop, Archie's, in Central Dome. They were using Rai's intel to avoid Border Space Union patrols, which have begun throughout the Central Dome. Did I miss anything important there, guys?
Yeah, during the first video that we watched,
Yep.
There was an attack.
I'm sorry. The Arch Chancellor has been presumably killed, based on the video, as his office exploded while the Kasatha that had broadcasted. I don't have his name on top of me. That's fine.
Durlith.
Thank you, Durlith. Yeah, Durlith, who is the head of the Border Space military, was going to apprehend him, and the office exploded on camera as an attack was made, supposedly from a Pact Worlds spy or some sort of agent.
And did you
Telling
mention
if you just
that
start getting them
Zero?
all on, it'll be easier.
Did you?
Go ahead.
I said, did you mention how Zero pocketed the credit stick?
No, they did manage to get paid for the job they did not complete because Zero stole the cred stick from Justinian.
And he didn't
We
see.
still have the god dang book.
But Brawl did see that.
Yeah.
He didn't see anything else, but he did see that.
Nothing else, gentle beings?
Dustin, were you trying to say Maitre D?
No, Major
Oh.
Domo. Majordomo. The only time I've ever read it is Bib Fortuna in Star Wars, so I'm using it from there.
Or Domo Arigato.
No.
I do have one thing.
Oh,
Yes,
I'm
yes,
kinda
I
Patrick.
like
think we
Mr.
should
Roboto.
redo our intros.
No. Next one who says the word intro will be crushed by falling sprocks, which
Patrick's next recommendation is that we should have outros. Individual outros.
We should have
Signing off.
You asked for it.
Damn it. Alrighty, guys, you have made your way through Central Dome by using Rai's directions. He has an internal map, effectively, of the patrol routes. You make your way to Archie's, which, as far as you know, is where you left Patrick the dock controller and Archie himself. What are you guys doing?
So Miller is still trying to get in contact with any mechanic. He knows that even though the system has kind of shut him out, he's still working at it. So that's where all of his concentration's going. You see him; he's just like typing away at his little computer attached to his arm, just kind of going nuts.
And anyone else who happens to look at their comm unit or their data pad knows that there is no network connectivity. And Miller personally knows that likely to make any headway, he'll need to be hardwired in. And he knows that the source of the blockage is at least on this dome, coming from Central Tower, specifically the station's security offices located at the bottom of the tower. Everyone else?
While we're in Archie, Zero is going to basically keep watch.
Okay. Zero posts up at the door so that he doesn't actually have to talk to anyone. I like it.
General
I
question.
didn't say I wouldn't contribute. You're just assuming.
I'm teasing. Yes, Rye.
General question: have we received our resolve points back yet
When did you use resolve points?
from previous combat?
I
Yeah,
assume
you-
after
Yeah,
4 days of
it's
rest.
a 10-minute rest.
If you lost HP though, that is
No, I
slightly
didn't.
different. HP you only recover 1 HP per 8-hour rest.
I just couldn't remember if we had or hadn't, so I left it as.
Yeah, well, that was
messed
so between the station, Pat, and where we are at now, the station,
days.
Pyramid Station Beta, it was 4 days travel.
Okay, all right, yeah.
So, so regain your resolve points, and if you had 4 hit points lost, you gain.
Is
4
it
hit points.
the amount you heal also based on your level? Don't you heal?
Oh, I'm
more?
so sorry. You are right. You guys aren't
I'm
level
forgetting
1 anymore. It's 1. I think it's per your level. 1 plus your level. Is that right?
I merely get
That
punched
or
in the
it's equal to
sensitive
your
stomach
level.
and a
I
bruise.
will do a rules check, but yeah, just continue.
We're good.
Yeah.
So you guys wanted to come to Archie's. Is anyone going to enter and look for Archie or anyone else?
Oh yeah, I rush in to check in on my investment.
Yep. Reminder at the bottom of the giant Archie sign on top of this new building, it does say in the smallest print, legally possible for a building, an LLC. A Raish Oren LLC affiliate.
Not for long. It doesn't. You know what Brawl's gonna do? So you remember? Well, it's now Dragonglade, but that nice Doshko that he was carrying around. Well, he's gonna take it and start trying to scrape out the Ray Shorin LLC on the bottom of the sign.
While Raish rushes into the building.
Yep.
I was gonna say, is that after he goes in?
Yeah, it sounds like
yeah.
it.
Okay.
Nice. That's,
Yep.
that's what it sounds like.
So because it's so high and you're so Goram short, could you give me an acrobatics roll while you're doing this?
Oh
And-
no, that's like one of my worst
Yeah,
rolls.
yeah. Do the acrobatics roll.
Please, if anything, a
Nat
nat
20
20 here.
Do I have to make a reflex save?
for the podcast, because I know you guys won't. Well, let's see the wonderful roll-20 roll.
Just walked out the room.
Brawl has proceeded to roll another 2, his signature roll.
Come back, Nick. Come back.
Ryan, what do you say to Archie when you walk into the building? Archie is still sitting behind his desk. He's stopped looking over the documents he was working on, and he's just kind of got one of his insectoid exoskeleton covered hands cupping his lower mandibles, and he's kind of just looking off into a wall.
Sure. Yeah. So as he's walking in, it's almost as if we didn't resolve what happened due to a previous poor roll. And Rye stops. I want to hear what embarrassing thing happened to Nick besides just his bad roll.
Oh, is Nick back?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the
Yeah.
camera only showing up when people are here.
I'm back.
I mean, it wasn't quite like a critical fail. Not that I have it, but go ahead and make
It
me
was
a reflex.
almost a critical fail, but it
Make-
was not a critical
Make
fail.
me a reflex save just to see how gracefully you fail.
Oh, okay.
I'm just expecting a 2.
You're gonna kill me, maybe.
I'm gonna guess 17.
Everybody ready?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're
Because
all
I'm-
watching.
I'm ready. It's my worst save, okay?
Ooh,
Hey,
I called it.
Not bad. Not bad.
Effing called it.
Chris called it. Yeah. So you you like poke one of the letters. You get a slight shock from it when you realize it's electrified for some reason, even though little text is electrified with like the neon glow behind it. And then you pull your dragon glaive back and kind of lean on it idly as many people are watching you.
Now make him
Seeker.
take 2 points of stamina damage and a bruised ego.
Seeker sees this.
We're
Brawl, what are you doing, Brawl?
I'm making art, Seeker. You'd love it.
I thought that's what you were doing. Oh, do you need any help?
Yeah. We're just gonna try to change some of the letters up there.
Ooh, I'd love to. Sign making isn't really my thing, but I think I've got something. Yeah, and so Seeker's gonna lift Brawl up
All these notebooks
to reach
full
better.
I have reams of notes for things you guys should be doing. Reams of them.
Nobody cares about the main quest. Come on.
Okay, just making sure.
I think Chris does.
I'm beginning to impose a time limit, and the time limit is every time you annoy me. Right.
That's not a time.
Please finish your conversation with Archie.
Your entire existence. So, yeah. So I run in and screaming, Archie! Archie! Archie!
Right, he's behind the counter. He said without looking up from his arm, just kind of over there.
It was for dramatic
Dramatic effect.
Dramatic effect, right. I got you. He's over there.
Continue.
Archie like rotates one of his eyes and is like, I should have moved back to the clan.
Me too.
Yeah, the hive. I think he probably would have said hive. I should have moved back to the hive. What can I do for you, Raish Oren LLC?
That's a way to respect your employer. So a little bit of a kerfuffle going on outside. Just wanted to let you know, the world as we know it. This
Station.
might, station. What he said might be gone soon. We should leave.
He points up to a vid screen behind you, like tucked in the corner, which is currently displaying like a news anchor. And as you kind of look back to kind of see what he's looking at, it is Stellar Guy once again on screen. This time with a handheld personal cam. His normally like large, billowing dark hair is looking all sorts of misshapen and misheveled. And he's saying, I don't know if any of you can hear me. I am currently broadcasting from the bowels of the Blitzer Ball Dome. And I have to say, I am sick of people cutting into my airtime. This is ridiculous. Do they not know that I am the stellarist guy on this station? Oh, right. I did find you can hack into the signal and still broadcast as long as you're connected to one of their, and the vid screen shuts off. Behind him, you had seen that there did seem to be people walking through a dark kind of hallway. Everyone looking panicked and being ushered along the hallway by Border Space Union soldiers.
Do I recognize the background?
He's like in the Blitzerball Stadium. If you'd ever been through there, which you probably would have. Actually, you might not have been due to your time in the lower dome, but it looks like a Blitzerball Stadium, which is to say he was probably in the hallways leading to the stands, probably on a lower level. It was dark and it's like, cement-ish material around him.
Good.
All right, Archie.
Still need to
we know the what am I trying to say? The origin of the lockdown is coming from Central. In fact, the tower right over there, it kind of points in the direction.
Central Tower isn't terribly far away from where Archie's shop is.
All right. If I get a hard wire in there, we can probably, contact some of the other engineers in the area, maybe kind of create like some sort of an internal intranet working over here. Maybe we can kind of, get ourselves out of here.
For what purpose, Little Miller?
I don't know. I kind of want to live.
I haven't chosen if I do.
That's depressing.
Try to make a home isn't as easy as it looks. I don't know how you free-willed creatures have been doing it for so long.
It's just part of my race, I guess.
I'm not sure it's a part of mine.
We did meet someone who was hiveless earlier. That was pretty sweet.
Meanwhile, we found the most in-character version of Dustin that we've ever come across.
Yikes. Yeah.
There's no trouble RP in this one.
God damn.
Let's hear more about your existential dread.
What's your plan? Maybe
Is
I'll
Archie
help
bald?
you. Archie is a Sharon. They do not have it.
Is his full name
Yes,
Archibald?
you're
How shiny is his head?
Yes.
Roll for head shininess.
I'm not rolling for head shininess.
Good luck editing this one.
I'm going to delete the first hour. So
Wait, yeah, we're
Get it
gonna
out
cut
now.
that.
Get it out.
Just like, don't say it.
Plan. Let's see. Well, I mean, I don't really have a semblance of a plan yet. I was kind of hoping we could kind of sit down and talk shop. I mean, we already got the shop around us, so let's talk.
So, basically,
Right, you are still in the room.
who? Me?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course I am.
Okay.
That's why I was going to talk.
Yeah, you're just taking your time. You said, I don't know why you would do that.
You really want to interrupt me and make this longer than it needs to be?
If I have to. No, go, please, flow.
All right. So, we know where our ship is. I can get us there. The question is, how do we get us out? Where can we possibly go?
With your ship?
I don't know any other way of getting out of here.
No. I mean, you can go anywhere with your ship. You guys are probably the only ship on the entire station that has actual drift drive functionality. He gestures to his desk where he's got little blueprints and design things. I've been going over all of the different designs of the drift engines that have come through my shop that have been busted. I can't figure out what's wrong with them. It's like someone sent a signal out to each and every single one of them.
Can I take a look?
Yeah, go for it. Just so you know, I have actively been doing this for days while you guys have been off gallivanting.
30 engineering.
Yeah, there. You know definitively that there is no known device that could do something like this. Drift technology it's literally a gift from the gods. The god Triune. This is a bit of a history lesson, but it ties into engineering for you, so you're pretty well aware of it. Triune, which is basically a trinity of other technological gods, so to say, created the plane, the drift, for people to travel through, and simultaneously throughout the cosmos gave them access in one way or another to the ability to build a drift drive. So drift drive technology it's always growing a little bit, but the full understanding of it is relatively limited. It is literally god stuff, and big picture. So for someone to be able to shut off drift engines without physically damaging the structure and the internal housing of it itself is a pretty big deal. But it does look like, based on the situation going around you and from what you can tell, it was clearly an intentional thing, and it seems to be tied to the situation going on.
All right.
That's what I'm giving you only because of your role. Unfortunately, there isn't any techie way to fix your problem.
Sure. Well, I mean, yeah, I can't really make the heads or tails of this either, but I mean, I think we kind of have an obligation to, help out all the people on the station.
Yes, we have an obligation to help out all Reichhorn LLC employees.
How much stake do I have in this company? How much stock?
Well, I mean, that's...
I would assume it's
we
equal
don't have
shares.
time to...
Yeah, I think it was equal shares. Shares, even. Shares.
What's important is that we get off of this station.
I think we should put it to a vote.
You don't have voting shares.
Yes, I do.
And I just cover my mouth.
Archie says, you know what? I'm going to choose to help you.
Thank you.
Like you out of my shop. You guys always bring so much tumult. You come, I have to leave my new shop my old shop for this new shop.
Hey, it's in a good place.
is great, but I had to move. It's frustrating, and
Okay.
now
You should have said
and
something
now
that would help.
you come back.
Yeah, you could have bought us pizza. I'm not in the conversation, but I'm thinking, hey, he could have got us pizza for helping him
Could have
move.
got us pizza.
And now you're back, and I'm having to apparently move again. I'm wondering if I just ride this one out. However, I will choose to help you. What do you need, Miller?
Well, I'd like to get into Central Tower. Can you get us into Central Tower at all?
Sure, let me just build a door to Central Tower, and I will usher you through it, and you'll be all good. I build starships, you little lovely element of Reich Oren LLC. I don't know what you would need from me. How's running the shop? It doesn't sound like I'm gonna need
You've been here for years. You probably know a person or two. I don't know. We kind of want to get in there. Maybe point us in the other direction. Pass the buck, so to say.
Not on Central Dome, unfortunately. I am new here. I will say though, if you guys are planning to go back to your ship at all, I would be expedient with your time. This, he points to the top. Now that you guys can see it through his roof, but he's pointing up at his roof. This closure is only the first step of the station lockdown. Pretty soon you'll hear an announcement telling us how long until the hallways close.
Exactly. Well, maybe if we get into Central Tower, my plan is to kind of mount some sort of rebellion, maybe get some of the other mechanics involved, and unshut down this place.
That does not sound like a quick escape.
Have you been to Central Tower?
Yeah, we have, right? Yeah.
Yes.
You have, but now, during this crisis.
Not yet.
Then how would you know what you need?
I just need a wall jack.
What is a wall jack?
You're a Durkin starship builder.
I run the Starship Builders, and I work with the...
What the hell are you looking at there, right there? Those blueprints, what the hell are those? You tell me that there's not a single hardwired jack on there.
Right.
You don't know what a hardwired jack is?
You mean the doodad?
Oh my gosh.
Listen, I just draw it because it comes to me, and then I give it to the builders.
Rye smiles.
Tell you what, take anything you can find in my shop. You can get most of the tools you'd need to mess with the starship here. Take them over to Central Tower.
Do you still have your security droid?
No. That's still being rebuilt.
I shout out, "Don't worry, I own it all. It's not theft." And I just start rummaging.
Seeker comes in right when he says, take whatever you want in my shop, and Seeker's just, his arms are just covered in all different sorts of colors of paint, mostly like oranges and reds. And he goes, "Oh, don't mind if I do," as he starts grabbing some stuff and brings it outside to Brawl.
So in terms of mechanical stuff that might be useful for you, Miller, you give me a perception check, please. We'll see what you find around the shop that would be helpful.
A 23.
If I'm not mistaken, Rye actually has some engineering background. He was probably studying for a part.
He do, and he did.
Give me a perception check as well.
Boop, 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 boop. This one.
Okay. As you guys scrounge through, I mean, again, there's bits and pieces. You could take some time to build them, although you do feel that time is pretty short. You don't keep weaponry in the shop, mostly because this isn't the shop that is attached to the dock. You do have tools that would maybe be useful for dismantling a starship as well as putting it together. So maybe really advanced welding kits or whatever, like laser cutting tools that they might use to, cut away a section of a starship hull. Starship hulls are made excessively well, and they need to be able to withstand space and all the things that they encounter in space.
3 feet of them.
So with one of these cutters, which are they're big items, these aren't something you would wield in a fight, but it's something that you could maybe on a little hover tray.
Hey, Brawl.
You could potentially take one of these with you, and if you needed to literally crack into a building, that's probably the most useful that Archie is going to be for you. He also if you want to send anyone that you would like rallied, feel free to use Archie's, and when we when we hear the announcement for the timeline for the hallway shutting down, which I presume is coming, we can even maybe make our way to Industrial 1 where the Indecision is, if that's your plan.
Where's Patrick?
Are you asking Archie?
Nope, I'm asking DM.
He's not in the room.
Archie, what exactly is underneath the floor here?
There's a sub basement, kind of similar to where you guys found me that first time. It's a little bit nicer because we're in Central Dome.
Does this sub basement run throughout?
Yes and no, I suppose. If you're thinking about cutting through to Central Tower, I'd advise getting closer. If anything, I think Central Tower actually goes a little bit below the dome. I don't think you'd want to keep cutting straight through. But that's not a bad idea.
Yeah, is there a way that we can get outside the dome, maybe?
If I had to guess, that's what the lockdown is trying to prevent. Theoretically, I guess you could use this cutter to exit the dome. However, you'd be exposing everything to space. With the lockdown, I don't think you guys have ever been through one of these trials. You haven't been here for that long, right? They lock down the system. They lock down all of the hallways, and this is supposed to protect the station if there's ever, I don't know, a rogue asteroid shower or something. I think there are leftover protocols from the old when this station was still supposed to be a eventually land, I think, on a planet. I think that was the goal. It was supposed to be a, preservation for a time, not a permanent house.
Now, when so we went over to Dead Dome, between when we were entering Dead Dome, there was a black mass that separated Dead Dome and the actual station itself. This black mass kept everything out there. If you catch my drift, keep the vacuum out there.
I interrupt from the background and I say, yeah, if you poke your finger through it, it disappears.
Stop it.
What he said. How does that work? And can we utilize that technology at all?
If you wanted to crack the dome itself, yeah, that's stuff that's tied to the dome. The domes they're magic in addition to physical constructions.
So then, in theory, if I was to use this cracker here and crack out my way outside of this dome, it shouldn't destroy all of the dome?
No, just half. Also, I don't know if that device would work on the dome shield that has been erected. That is actually supposed to be impervious to space elements, much like a starship. It might work, but give it a shot if you'd like. It'll take some time.
Maybe the basement's where it's at.
Yeah, sure, maybe, yeah.
Do you have any?
Patrick, the dock controller, the ex-dock controller, strolls into the room, and he's like, "Sorry to be eavesdropping, y'all, but have you considered just walking in?
We could.
Patrick, you're here. Fantastic. We're gonna try to get off this place, and you're coming with, good buddy.
Yeah, looking forward to that.
Now convince your boss to come
with. Patrick, what do you think of everybody on the station? Do you have friends and family here?
Not so much. I got Archie here. He's been a pretty good pal.
Best answer I could have heard. Let's go.
So if
you guys have been pretty swell. On the lower docks, there's a lot of jerks, mean people down there.
Do they deserve to die?
I didn't. Oh my God! I would never say something like that. How dare you?
And this is the type of stuff that happens. Just crazy thoughts that happen in a manic episode to try to get out. So the best thing we can do is just get off this station, and then everything will be calm.
Yeah, I agree.
We should go.
Oh, where do you want me to go?
Out of character.
Yeah.
Is Rye's character shifting alignment?
No. He wants to live, and he's very much convinced that staying here will not let that happen.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm not trying to like purposely sabotage your heroics or anything like player wise.
No, Patrick's ready to go. Archie doesn't have an interest in leaving, but that doesn't help you guys at all. Are you trying to say that Rye's trying to leave without looking further, like just head straight to the ship? Is that the conversation you're trying to have?
Oh yeah, Rye wants out.
Oh, okay. Just making sure.
Oh yeah, that's very plain.
I kind of like the idea that your Yosoki friend had about helping folks, though.
He never said that.
Yeah, I did.
I
Yeah,
could,
we did, damn
I could hear him in the back.
You
His voice
eavesdropped.
carries.
Sure does.
And he apologized for it.
That's a demerit. I just write in an invisible notebook.
Oh,
Patrick gave himself a demerit.
No raise up coming for Archie.
What
all
hurt the
right.
most is I made the other Patrick sad.
You guys have a miniature home base for the time being. You have a wall cracker, which you can use kind of how you want to.
How big is this thing?
It's probably as tall as you, so about 4 feet tall, probably another 2 feet wide, and it's heavy. It's very heavy. It's a dense material. You've got he's got little hover trucks around, just like a sled that you can pull it on. That's not a problem. You can transport it, but it's not something you'd be able to hide, or at least not without a structure.
You got a sheet to throw over this thing?
Yeah, take a tarp. Yeah, you find out. You find a tarp. You can cover it with a tarp.
Anybody got disguise?
I can make holograms.
Yeah, the hologram's probably your best bet.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Now,
Love the hologram.
Archie says, "Would you guys mind just leaving the shop now, please?"
Will do. Thanks, Achi.
That's
Thank
fine,
you.
but
Been a
Seeker walks in
great-
right as he says,
help.
"Would you mind leaving the shop?"
It's all
Okay, fine.
It's all right, Shima. He wasn't talking to you.
He raises one of his hands. If you do find anyone and send them this way, send them with any updates you have. As right now, no communications outside of apparently the deposed news anchor there.
Mm-hmm. You got it.
All right.
so on my way out, I say, fine. I'll let you tend the shop again, but taking this candy. And I grab a random candy. I grab a random package that I assume is candy.
Now,
Okay.
right.
It's I guess they kind of look like raisins, but it's nuts and bolts because you're in a Starship shop and not like, I don't know, Kohl's. So yeah, you grab like a bag of like nuts and bolts.
That's fine. I shove them in my pocket.
Yeah, that's fine. You got a little bag of nuts and bolts. Because that's how I assume nuts and bolts come. I don't know.
That's fine. Not exactly a handyman, are you?
No. And Chris is asking me about hard lines. Shut up. All right, you guys have
I
gathered
was
back
using
outside
your words, by the way. I was
What was
using your words from last week.
Yep.
from me.
Yeah. You said legitimately, if you could find a hard wire in.
Oh, that's tech stuff. He doesn't deal with the tech stuff. You're like I meant, and I was like hardline. Like basically, you need to be at a
Yeah.
terminal in
Chris is
Central Tower.
displeased.
That's what I'm telling you. Be at a terminal. There's not like a, goddamn. There's not. You don't find a hardware. What's wrong with you?
I'm
I
thinking
got what you meant. I got what you
Yeah.
meant.
An Ethernet jack, which can be, on a vehicle or in a house. I mean,
No,
it's
you just
pretty
need to
universal.
physically be at a station on the network. That's all I'm saying. Or be able to physically access the network, which you could do yourself. You don't need any help from Archie.
so
When
that's
you guys get out and you Seeker's dripping in more paint.
You're just standing there proud.
What kind of check would you like to make? I'll pitch it. If I don't know, I don't even know what skill check to do with this one. Basically, you don't
A
have. Do you have
perception of our
profession?
fine art.
Do you have profession artist? I don't think you did.
Me? No.
I'm not talking about you. You have nothing. You're useless to me.
Who?
You're not wrong.
I love he's no longer offended. He just he knows.
Were you asking me?
Yeah. Well, like, what
Yeah.
check do you want to be for
I
this
do
art
have-
that you've done?
I do have a profession artist.
Done. Roll me a profession check.
Cool. Where is roll 20? There it is. 22.
Okay, yeah.
This is Brawl's piece, though. I just helped make it, so Brawl can
So
explain
that was
what
a
it looks
roll
like.
to assist.
Yeah, Brawl, explain how you directed Seeker's pretty fantastic art. It came out well, however you described it.
And whatever he explains, it is probably 10 times more fantastic.
Probably. So we did a little bit of alteration to one specific part of the sign, of course. As opposed to saying it's Ray Shorin LLC, it now says Rice Oven LLC.
That's so dumb. That's so dumb. That is so dumb.
It's so dumb. I agree. But it can't. It now says Rice Oven LLC.
And it's like the most, like, calligraphied, like, handwritten, like, sign.
And that's
ever.
the
And
first
it's actually
thing that
bigger
Bill
than the
noticed.
Archies.
Would you say it's bigger
It's actually
than the
bigger than the part that says Archies.
So,
And then all
so
the
it's,
parts
Thing
that
that
I
Miller
took
notices
from
because he
inside.
did roll a 28 for perception, so he's just, oh,
So now it just says Archie's Rice Oven. Everyone's gonna think that this is a kitchenette. Or a dining room.
oh.
yeah, the whole forefront of the store, including the door, now contains some sort of either graffiti or lettering because Archie's was big.
The thing that kills me is you don't cook rice in an oven.
Well, actually, it depends on what you're making. If you're making some
Space
sort of like dish, like casserole.
So
Sort of
I
thing.
run
Chris
out-
looks disturbed again for like the 4th time this episode.
I run out or I walk out of the shop. I see everyone looking up. I look up. I look offended, and then I don't give a damn. and then I turn back. All right. So apparently there's been some. Excuse me. Apparently there has been some confusion as to what we are doing here. I brought us here so that we could get on the ship and flee into the night like so many scared rabbits. But apparently, someone wants a heroic mission.
I have ties here.
I can buy you more ties.
That was bad even for you, Rye.
That sounded like me.
I expected that from Seeker.
Not really a comedic mood right now. I'm working with what I've got. Hey,
I've never actually seen you wear a tie, Miller.
I don't wear ties. I don't think it's a good idea to, start your day with a noose around your neck. Just saying.
there was going to be a dark joke there, and I just stopped.
I mean, I set anybody up for it.
Yeah.
True.
So, anyway. So, my current thought process is we get on the boat.
Why are you talking like Patrick?
Because I keep doing that. Oh, well, he's with us, and I don't want to.
Is he with us?
He's not with you.
Oh, he's not with us.
He's-
Oh, did he run off?
No, he's
No,
just
he
he left. He
stayed.
stayed in the shop, slightly confused and hurt.
I shout out, Patrick, to the ship now.
Okay, boss.
Good.
Bye, boss. Oh my. Yeah, and he kind of like scuffles out of the shop and he heads towards the hallway.
And I shout out for him to take a specific route.
He maybe follows that route.
Yeah, maybe we'll find out. So, so we don't have a whole heck of a lot of time, but we got to make a decision real soon. Are we getting out of here and surviving, or are we doing the dumb thing and saving a bunch of people? And by that I mean blowing up with them.
Saving a bunch of people.
You spent months building up your rapport here, and you're just going to abandon them. What a captain you are.
Well, it's not so much abandon as much as it. Oh, right, Patrick's gone. It's not so much abandon as it is
Leaving to die. All right.
leaving to live.
For another, week tops?
Rest of my lifetime.
I'm not going to be running from this station like I have a tail between my legs.
You do have a tail, and we're not running. We are flying.
Well, you're welcome to saunter up there, Captain. But I got ties
Unfortunately,
here.
you won't be able to access the ship without me and Miller.
And you can try.
I just take a.
Well, I locked the controls.
I take a deep breath and go, fine. But if I
Think of
die-
it this way, Captain. Think of it this way. If we do succeed, think of how much our fame will skyrocket. Now,
What are we waiting for?
what are we waiting
and,
for?
and I just start marching towards Central.
Hey, Brawl, can you grab the dolly?
He's referring to a hover pad, which is probably no more than 5 feet long and
It's a hover dolly.
And
3
yet,
feet
Brawl
wide.
grabs Seeker.
What?
And it's got like a little control. You can set it to follow you. You don't actually have to interact with it. You can set it to manually follow you. That's fine.
Punch that button.
No, I'm gonna push the thing the whole way because that's what Brawl's gonna do.
It also has the feature for pushing it. That's fine. Yeah, you can do that. So yeah, you are behind. On the dolly, there is a structure about as big as you, Brawl.
In the distance, you hear, "We're wasting daylight. Nightlight. Light."
Light.
Do you think the station would explode
It might.
if we? I mean, that can be really cool to watch, but probably not a good idea to let everybody on it die.
That's my thoughts exactly, bud.
So I'm in.
High five.
You hear over the walkie, "Let's go."
All right, so we go.
And you guys are heading to Central Dome?
Central Dome.
Okay. So as you guys get through, again, you're cutting through alleys, you're taking short stops and then proceeding, and through all of this, Rye is able to directly navigate you guys through the patrols because he was able to read the patrol routes, and one of the Border Space Union kind of lieutenants that was strolling around, or well, not really strolling around, was available, and you guys get to Central Dome without too much of a problem. The dome itself is more or less unoccupied. Rather, I should say the central area of this dome is unoccupied from the general populace that you guys have seen walking around and being panicked or disturbed by the recent turn of events. Instead, you see two types of folks around Central Tower, and they are mostly clustered around the the entrance to station security. On the backside of the building would be the elevators that take you further up into the tower. In front of Central Security, you've got now, instead of in front of the doors where you might expect them, you have Border Space Union military members standing in front of the door, actually keeping out members of station security. As in a station security, these members in their gray with red trimming uniforms with the Comic Sans SS emblazoned upon it. They seem to be trying to get some answers from the Border Space Union, who in their, I forget what armor color the Border Space Union was. I think it's white. The mostly whitish armor. They stand impervious. They're not answering. They're not acknowledging. And the station security seems to be getting more frustrated and desperate. They actually reflect more or less the general populace from before the announcements were made. They seem to not be in on whatever is going on with the station. So this is something definitely centric to the Border Space Union.
Now, before we go any further, what exactly is our plan?
I was thinking we break into the basement and improvise.
What he's saying is there is no plan.
Got it.
Rye is pretty good at improv, so that
Zero
might
wants
work.
to go over to the elevators and see if he still has access.
Does anyone follow Zero?
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Yeah.
Uh,
Computers.
Well,
yeah.
that's where we're going to be setting up shop anyways, behind them, right? Because that's where the elevators are.
Yep.
And so yeah, we'll go. I'll follow.
Is this lift gonna fit on elevators? Are they
We're not
that
bringing it
large?
on the elevator.
The lift
Okay.
wouldn't fit on the personal elevators. You'd have to get access to the security-specific elevator, which it then would fit on. However, as you guys come around to the elevators, it's actually no one seems to be really guarding them. There doesn't seem anyone using them. Zero, making sure the coast is clear, I presume.
Yep.
Roll me a perception check, please.
28, not 20.
There's no people. You do notice that above the elevators, and I don't think you guys have picked up on this before, although you probably expected it, there are cameras. They are tamper-proof for the station. Likely they've already seen you guys anyways, but there are cameras more or less all around the building, especially around the elevators. You approach the elevator. It does open when you come in. You do notice that there is a sign up, like on the screen, that says elevator use currently limited. And do you press your thumb to the pad?
Yeah.
As you do so, the screen pops up. You have most of your similar access because the screen opens up and it looks like you are able to go to higher floors than others would be able to or were in the past. The only area that seems to be blocked off for you, there are lower levels showing up, which are normally only during there for like routine things or for special permission people. The lower levels are all grayed out for you. You're not able to access the lower levels that the elevator does otherwise go to.
So no station security or anything?
Station security is skipped over. Anything related to not the Border Space Union bonus stuff is locked off. But you do still have access to like their administrative offices. Does anyone else try the elevators?
Can I try to hack it?
Miller wouldn't.
Yeah, Miller's been pretty careful. Before you try to hack it, would you try the thumb and see what options you get or not?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. I don't. Let's see. Give me a. Chris, what was the recall knowledge roll?
It's based on what you're trying to recall.
Exactly. So it would be like computers or something.
Give me a perception check then. That's fine.
Ugh. Oh, great.
Yeah, I know it's not your strong point, which is it's fitting for this role, anyways.
Yep. 12.
No, that's enough. Actually, as you're getting to the elevator, you remember that the last time you were about to board the elevator, you'd actually been given a slip of paper from Kamira, the magistrate's wife.
Yeah.
You pull it out again because you had read it the first time, and as you unfold it, you actually realize that the address for the berth of the ship that she gave you, it's actually in the sub-basement of Central Tower.
Well, that's strange. Why is it in the basement?
You're in the elevator by yourself right now.
Am I?
Yes.
Oh, okay. All right, I come out of the elevator. Hey guys, I think we have a way.
I can't hear you. I cannot hear you.
What, Rye? I can't hear you.
Get outside.
I can't. Come in here. I can't hear you. Hold on. Let me come out. Let me come out to you. Let me just
Come outside.
come out. I go out of the elevator. Guys, I think we might have a way downward if we wanted to go that way.
All right, let's hear it.
Well, Kamira, the one that we kept on staring at, the magistrate's.
Oh, that one.
Yep. Very good stare. She gave us this. She gave us an invitation to join her on her ship, which is apparently in the basement of Central Tower.
You know, that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Let's drill through the floor.
I really hope Justinian's not there. And wait, I actually don't know that Zero took the money. Never mind. I take that back.
Correct.
I really hope Justinian ain't there either.
I just hope he's not there. I don't like that guy.
That guy was a space dick.
Oh, yep.
Seeker, could you throw your GM a bone and attempt to use the elevator?
Sure.
Awesome. The only thing that pops up for you is a sub-level docking bay for apparently it just says Stoyer docking bay. It's so when you normally walk in and you put your thumb on it, you normally only see upper levels that even show up. Those are all blocked off. They're all gray. However, a lower level appears on this digital readout map, and for some reason, you now have access to literally only one spot in the entire Central Tower, and it is that docking bay.
I mean, is this really where we wanted to go, though? I mean, out of character? Like, are we actually trying to get to the basement?
That's where Miller's been saying.
Oh, okay.
Like, repeatedly, multiple times.
I actually don't know what our plan is or why we're even doing this, but, you know.
Well, see, I was outvoted. I wanted to get out. I don't know what the plan is.
Yeah, that's the thing. I have no idea what the plan is, so...
Hey, Miller, fill us in on the plan, please. This time, don't say improvise. What do you want to do?
Let's go.
That's not a plan.
I'll know it when I see it.
Zero, do you have any ideas?
Most
Usually good with this stuff.
most likely he's going to gain access to their system and either try to lift the lockdown or send out a mass message that of some kind that the Border Space Union is up to something.
Ding, ding, ding.
You could have said Zero. You're promoted.
I thought this was fairly obvious.
I thought so too, but
So did the GM.
Yeah, but it's still a good thing to say when coming up with a plan to express the plan in general. It's
You mean when he said basically that exact plan out?
thanks.
So you guys going to the basement?
Yeah.
yes.
Seeker has
All
not
right.
been paying attention this whole time, as you have noticed.
You were painting, so you're fine.
Yeah.
Brawl's
We were
also-
doing art.
Yeah.
You can't fit the cracker, the wall cracker, on the
Yeah.
elevator.
The saltine is too big.
Yeah. Hey, Shima.
Yes.
How long can you make how long can you make your little holographic image?
Pretty much as long as I want, as long as I concentrate on it.
I could make use of that.
Ugh.
Obvious jokes.
Yeah.
We have made use of that. Quite a lot, actually.
All right, well, make it look inconspicuous.
I thought you said we couldn't fit it on there, though.
No,
He
well,
wants you to leave it out front of the elevators.
Oh, that
Doesn't
won't.
the
I won't
thing
be
go
able to
away
help
as
there. I
well?
have to see it.
Oh, well, here's to hoping it doesn't get
Is
stolen.
the freight elevator anywhere near us?
Yeah, it's at the end of the row of elevators. It does require station security privileges to get into it, though.
Oh, hold
The
on,
only
I
time
have
you guys
shrink
can
object.
utilize it was with
don't.
when you guys went on the tour of
Can
the.
we attempt to hack it?
So the hacking for the elevators, there was issues with it last time.
Yeah,
I
there
know
was
we
no
actually have a
physical-
hacking rig.
No, it was more
No, there
so
was no
that
physical port.
there's no physical
No.
port because these are supposed to be tamper-proof. Central Tower is supposedly the most secure structure in the entire station, despite you guys already infiltrating it once.
So what is it? Is the cracker a large thing with a hose coming off of it attached to a smaller nozzle thing?
No.
Basically, think of it as a big drill.
Okay. Well, I was gonna-
You know, Dead Space, the weapon he uses, that plasma
Nope.
cutter. Make that
Those, like,
Miller size.
plasma cutters.
Pat, play a scary game?
Yeah, I don't play scary games.
Yeah, well, that's what it is. It's a giant plasma cutter.
Toaster ovens scare me.
It kind of looks like a
It's
toaster
true.
oven.
I've seen it.
Me too.
I'm not exaggerating.
I know.
So I
I'm
mean,
not
you
either.
said it wouldn't fit in the elevator, but if it's as big as Miller, that actually still makes it pretty small, and he could just like stand on top of it.
Yeah,
It could
you just
stack.
get the hover cart.
Can't you just crack into the side of
Yeah,
the elevator?
so I
and then
mean,
crack through the
we just
floor of
need-
the elevator, and we can just descend down through that.
Or just drill through the floor.
I could go down and up. couldn't
Or, I mean,
I mean,
it's the entire point of this device here is to get into the basement. But if we already have a bypass, then this makes it null and void. Let's go to the basement, folks. He says dejectedly as he walks into the elevator.
I put a hand on Miller and go, "It's okay. Things don't always work out for me."
I noticed.
Bro looks dejected.
Puts a hand on his shoulder too.
I walk up to Brawl and I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "Don't worry, kid. Things won't always work out for you." And then I walk past him.
So
The
I'm
only-
going to immediately point out this elevator will probably only work for Seeker and Rye.
Okay, then I do the things that get us going.
Perfect. You all jam into two elevators controlled by Seeker and Rye. The best photo booth pictures ever take place.
I fart.
You-
on
You
the way
guys,
down, Seeker writes,
tail kinda
Rye
like-
was here
My tail's
again.
kinda like slapping Brian in the face.
I'm looking at Seeker over in the other tube, and I just keep saying, "I can't hear you."
Seeker graffitis again on the elevator because you did that once.
yeah.
Rice was here again. It's spelled wrong, of course. REASH.
I shake my head.
Miller telepathically reaches out to Seeker and says, "I can't hear you."
I'm not talking to Right.
It's a short elevator ride.
Yeah,
It
that's
ends,
it.
you arrive, you exit the elevators.
Thank you.
You are in a private docking area. Inside of this area, it just opens up into the dock itself. It's relatively small. It probably wouldn't even fit the Indecision. The Indecision would be a little bit too long for this docking bay. The only things in here are there is like a little, like maybe a controller's room off to the right, with a door and then like a glass pane that looks out. The floor itself seems to has a seam almost running through the middle of it, so it looks like you guys have probably made it to the bottom floor of the station. There are connecting. This isn't big enough to be the entire basement floor. The other elevators, or the way the elevator path might take you, potentially could have gotten you to other areas similar to this. You're not sure. This is something that you guys haven't encountered before. However, this one does seem to exit. The floor itself seems to open up to let this ship exit. The ship itself you're looking at is a relatively small personal craft. Crew, it could probably be crewed by 3 to 4 people. Has space enough, depending on what's on the inside, probably for more, maybe double that, maybe a little bit more. But it's a small craft, definitely used more for like a pleasure craft. So you take trips with this, you don't fight in space combat with this.
Stare at other people with it.
Yes. It is a advanced ship. It's a modern make, probably made in the same year you guys are in. Definitely sleek design, dark hull, and in faded, artistically faded orange lettering. The name of the ship is Fallen Angel. And you guys have made it to either the magistrate's hidden, like private dock, or even possibly Chimera's private dock. That's not clear as to who shares it. Where you guys are right now on the landing, you guys are alone. You have the ship, you have a controller's office briefly off to the right, and then the kind of slightly empty rest of the hangar.
Miller grabs Zero and beelines it to the controller's office.
Doesn't even have to grab him.
He does it anyway. Like tries to grab his hand, but Zero kind of like moves his hand, so he grabs his like sleeve.
Perfect.
Okay.
You guys make your way to the door. It's unlocked. It's not. You guys already got past the security by getting down here. You guys get into the controller room, and it's a pretty simple setup. There's like a personal storage locker. There is a desk with a microphone or like a mic area where you'd be able to talk with the hangar itself. The room has pressure seals that seem to have to be activated or deactivated depending on what's like cycle you're going through. And there is a very small terminal attached to it as well. It seems to be what controls the actual hangar itself. You haven't seen anything else that looks like a control panel.
All right. So Miller's just kind of like looking at the wall, see if he could find any sort of whatever this universe's Ethernet jack would be.
Oddly enough, 56K.
Oh.
You'd probably be able to attach your device into the controller's monitor piece itself. Yeah, it probably has inputs for that. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So we're going to start trying to hack into the system.
Okay, so you're looking to
somebody
get...
say hacking?
Mm-hmm. I said hacking.
Seeker joins.
Yeah, Seeker joins.
All right.
I look at him. Why are you shouting?
Yeah, we probably only walked like 5 feet away.
Yeah.
All right. I got 24. You guys going to assist me in hacking this?
Sure.
So Zero assist.
Assist.
So, how much, DM, while they're doing that
27.
math, how much early are we based off of what time Chimera gave us to meet up with them?
She gave you the following morning.
So, and it's currently night?
Evening, early evening, probably.
Okay. So, good 12 hours off.
Yeah, let's give it a number. Yeah, we'll say you got about 12 hours before your meeting. That's fine. I'm going to make it arbitrarily 10.
That's fine. I like that even better.
All right.
And I'll add that to my handy dandy notebook.
Which you'll forget tomorrow.
That's why I have so many.
Well, I'll have a new notebook tomorrow.
So what was the roll for hacking?
Total of 28.
28. it takes a second for you to get the rudimentary system over onto the main network, but it is all part of the network. It gets clearance from station security to depart, so it does have communication ability to the rest of the station or the rest of the tower, and you are able to use that as a backdoor in with a little bit of help of your Android friends, kind of pointing over your shoulder and giving you tips and use this root access, try this subdrive, and you do end to eventually find two things.
Mm-hmm.
There's more. If you have questions or things you want to look at, I'll say if you have access to it or not. But the two things that stand out to you are it's a hidden file inside of like a private folder, like you kind of stumbled across while you were looking for controls, and it's called. It looks like it was created today, and it's called Sister System Initiative, and. Otherwise, for what you were looking for, you were able to locate communications blocker. I don't know exactly what they'd phrase it, but the communications embargo. You are able to find the controls for that.
Okay.
As far as that first file, I'd like to create like a copy of it.
Yeah, you shouldn't have too much problem. Give me a computer check.
I'll help him if need be.
No, I want Zero to do this one solo.
Okay.
20.
20? Okay. Yeah, you're able to copy the file. You don't have any issues with it. It's this system isn't very dynamic, and you're kind of tasking it to do a couple of things that it's not used to, but you were able to copy over the data without too much of a slowdown.
All right.
So I don't do it stealthily if anybody had questions or anything.
That would have been pretty awkward. You're all around this one little keyboard. Oh, hold on. Don't look.
We'll make a mental note of it, but just kind of let it go. He's more interested in the communications embargo. Now, looking into the file, does it just say like a broad spectrum? Does it give me the ability to add exceptions?
No, it's an off-on switch.
Can I program it to create exceptions?
Not from this terminal, but if you had access to the computer this was on, which you are able to locate, it is the computer just in the central tower. The central station security office. You've even seen the computer. It's the guy who gave you the tour. It's his computer in the office. It's just behind the desk.
I have his name somewhere, but
so do I.
Do you think he ever found that snow globe?
Different character.
Different guy.
Different character. Gentry, Officer Gentry.
The drunk guy.
The drunk guy, the alcoholic. Yes.
Is there Noah Gentry? Noah is his first name.
Correct.
Is there any sort of maps involved? Maps of the entire station, maybe that are blocked. Maybe that will give me the blocked off areas versus not blocked off areas.
As you kind of like cross-reference for that, the only thing that pops up again is the Sister System Initiative document.
All right. I want to know more about the Sister System Initiative.
Would you like to know more?
As you open it up, where is this? Why don't I have one for that? When you open the file, it is a list of each one of the individual domes.
Mm-hmm.
And attached to it is just a location. I don't know why I don't have one for this one. So I'll just say, so it says Factory 1, location, Factory 1, destination, and it's got like encrypted data. It looks like it's either like wingdings or even corrupted, possibly. Industrial 1.
What?
Destination.
My languages.
EOX. Industrial 2. Hold on, let me pull up the list. I have a handwritten list, but apparently I didn't fill in 3 of them because I'm awesome.
Like one of your other 7 notebooks.
Well, I don't know which one it's in. And God, why does it bring me to Bing? Bing has to be the worst thing that has ever been created. It literally finds nothing. Oh, God, so bad.
Unless they sponsor us, then Bing is the best.
Know what? I would actively turn down sponsorship from anything associated with Bing. It is that bad.
But Bing's Microsoft. There's so much money there.
If they made it attached to Bing, I would say nay. You know what? Factory 1, you were able to you highlight over it and you're able to copy the text into a Word doc, and it says Abalon. So Factory 1 was Abalon. Industrial 1 is Eox. Industrial 2 is looks like. Do I have that one listed already? I think it's Triaxis is what it is. What is this nonsense? I do have it. It's a Triaxis is where Industrial 2 is going.
How do you spell that?
Triaxis is Triaxus.
Okay.
You know it's a packed world.
Yeah, I just don't have it on. Yeah.
The next listing is it's listed Factory 2 and then in parentheses Dead Dome, and it says Destination NA. The next one is let's see, one of the domes you guys haven't been to. It's Ibrahim, and that destination is Castrovel. Central's destination is also Eox. The next dome that you guys haven't been to, it's No, and that destination is Versi.
No, N-O?
N-O-H. It's the dome. Ibrahim and No are the two domes next to Central Station. They're on the same level. No is going to Verses. The next dome you guys haven't been to, it's in the next tier up, is the Ferencis Dome. F-E-R-E-N-C-I-S. Destination is Akaton. Next up on the listing, the 9th dome listed is Darrow, and that is going to Octurne, the destination Octurne. And Control Dome, which is the topmost dome of Pyramid Station Alpha, has the destination listed of Absalom Station.
Now, can I click into any of these here, or
It's literally a Word doc.
Okay.
You said some of
If
it
you want to
was
roll
corrupted.
like culture or anything, I can give you more of the planets. But beyond that, the document itself is static. What was that, Seeker? I'm sorry, I
Did you
interrupted.
say something was corrupted?
Sorry. Can you say that again?
He fixed it. No, it's Factory 1 is Abalon.
Okay.
That was the GM being
Just a GM.
a GM issue, not
Alright.
a computer issue. I didn't have it listed. I was gonna look it up.
I'll be right
Okay.
back.
What? Where did he just go?
He didn't mute his mic.
I don't know. We're about to hear him pee, though.
Oh no. So Miller, I'll say, says these things out loud. Do you guys respond at all as he's making this list out to you guys?
I'm taking mental notes.
I believe we know that this was originally intended for these to all land on planets.
You know that the overall goal of Pyramid Station Alpha, when it was originally created, was to land and maybe possibly assist with like terraforming, but mostly because they should have landing capabilities. It wasn't supposed to go any further than Planet Revel, though. They were always supposed to return to the planet below. Or, I mean, if possible, find a home in the same system. It was built pretty long ago.
And those were all packed worlds, right?
Everything listed on that list was a packed world, yeah.
There were a couple going to the same worlds, right? Like a couple went to
Two
Eox.
of them were going to Eox.
Which ones?
We had Industrial 1 and Central Dome, where you are now, have the destination of Eox.
Central.
Again, destination is all it says. It doesn't necessarily say what that means, but
Yeah.
destination Eox.
And Eox is.
Eox is
That's
a
the
planet
demo, right?
that is notably controlled by space liches known as Eoxians or Elibrians. It's basically a planet of the undead.
Well, I'm guessing, if I was to make some sort of an educated guess, I'm guessing whoever staged this attack is planned to cut up Pyramid Station Alpha and send them to the Pack Worlds.
Why would they want to do that, though?
Money. I'm sure.
I mean-
doubt it's money. I think it's probably more they intend to use these as weapons.
Yeah, I
Probably
was gonna say,
weapons.
how big are these? I'm pretty sure one of these is pretty huge, right?
I mean, they're city size.
They each control. I think they all have like a population of about 1 million comfortably. I think they had like a 5-mile diameter. I'd have to check it back, but they are significantly sized.
Seeker's gonna do some math. I can't do it in my own head, but what would it be like if one of them were to fall on a planet?
Well, hold on. I mean, if he was going to say something like that, Miller would say something along the lines of, "Well, if they were going to throw it at a planet, why wouldn't they just get actual meteors?
What?
It'd
they
be
could
cheaper.
Point.
They
Good
can
point.
place the blame on somebody easier.
What blame though?
Who currently controls?
Who? What? Pyramid Station Alpha? Who?
Yeah,
currently-
like the guy that they were just talking about. who
Well,
betrayed them.
again, why would you send your own city to crash into a planet? you
Yeah,
know?
what was the name of this
reference? Pyramid Station Alpha is affiliated with, but not like actual part of the Border Space Union.
What was the name of the file again?
Sister System Initiative.
Sister system.
The guy who was the spokesperson on those videos.
Derleth.
Yep.
Sisters wouldn't blow each other up, would they?
I don't remember if I did a culture check on that guy or not.
Probably not. Go ahead and roll if you'd like.
I do like. So I got 18 on that.
Yeah, he's well known. He's the head of the Border Space Military. He's a public figure. I'm sorry, the Border Space Union's military division specifically, and he is a well-known figure, a public figure. You'd have seen him on any other, like broadcasts if you were interested in that kind of thing in terms of going-ons of state and things like that. Military action for the Border Space Union is mostly they help with clearing out hostile planets. They keep the peace as much as they can across the entire vast of the galaxy or universe, and they traditionally aren't organized. Like, they don't go to war. There's no one you guys would really go to war with. So they mostly are like on like actual fringe border action. Because there are hostiles in space, all sorts of different kinds, like pirates and things like that. In terms of like him personally, he's actually a member of a notable family in the Border Space Union, probably partially why he got his position. Also, one of the families that has often had issues with the relationship between the Border Space Union and the Pact Worlds. Their issue is that the Border Space Union, their stance on it, is that the Border Space Union should be getting more or have more than they do, and that the Pact Worlds are excessively greedy and hoarding of their wealth. The current leadership, or well, at least the leadership that you guys are familiar with, the High Chancellor, had always pushed either a neutrality or alliance with the Pact Worlds. They've always had a close relationship as much as they can foster.
Now,
Do you have any specific questions?
Yeah. Do I know of any nicknames for that character by any chance? What I want to do is I want to search all documents on the machine for aliases that I might know. I don't expect to know any like secrets necessarily.
Okay, I see what you're saying. He's been known to be called the Iron Fist, mostly because
Iron Fist.
Iron Fist, yeah. He's got a very strong
Fist.
What?
Continue.
He's firm on his stances, and they are usually backed up with the military. If there's any issues like in a border dispute, he's quick to show up. And again, it's not like he's overly violent. There's no give or take with him. And he's also efficient and well done. Like, he didn't get his position completely on laurels of his family. He has been he's had a very successful military career.
Okay, so I kind of reach rudely over everyone who's in front of the computer, and I do a quick, I try to do a quick search for documents or anything on the computer that has any of his like instances of his name or nicknames or anything like that, just to see if there's any communications on this computer or anything like that.
Do you have the computer skill?
Yeah.
Give me a roll.
25.
I'll say that maybe Miller was looking specifically for engineering documents or things like that. You actually stumble into someone's like personal email. You only get a couple. It's like you get like stuff that was left over in their sent box that maybe wasn't deleted or cleared out appropriately.
Exactly what I'm looking for.
And all you see is that this like a note. Just this missive came from the Iron Fist himself. We're to make this happen as quick as possible. No questions asked. And then in a like little PS, make sure all agents are in place and aware of the procedures that'll be sent in a following document.
Okay, and then I'd like to follow that up with an additional search in the same manner for what's his face, Alden Stoyer.
No documentation where you're looking for. Again, this isn't. You don't have like complete access to the whole system.
No,
There's
these are
nothing.
areas on my part.
Nothing relative to Magistrate Stoyer.
Okay. So just basically point out that we have confirmation it's an inside job, nothing that we didn't know or haven't put together. And then I look at Miller and I go, all right, it's you.
All right. Is there any way that I can use the computer to hack or bypass the elevators? Because I want to get back. My idea is to get up to Officer Gentry's terminal and see if I can.
So the elevators don't actually go to his office.
They go to the floor, but
no, they don't go to the floor. The elevators. There's no elevator access to the first floor of the building.
Right. You said it was like grayed out, right?
No. Literally, his office is on the first floor of the tower.
Oh, we don't.
The access is the front doors. The elevators don't give back access to that. But you can go to the floors above, which is where you were in the offices, and then above that is where you guys found like the like sensitive material storage and things like that.
When we were in the floor above, how were we traversing? We were using stairs, yeah, because he was all sorts of like worn out.
So the first way you did was you had to go around the back of the building. You went into the group elevator, which is why you know it has station security access requirements. You went up, I think, 1 or 2 floors. I don't remember which one the prison was. You skipped the prison, or you made it to the prison eventually, but you got rebuffed. The floor you made it to was 1 or 2 floors above the actual station security offices, and that's where they had like little singular offices. That's where Officer Joe Ho's office was, and other people that were, administrators, I guess. And above that was you took the stairs to the following floor.
All right.
We made it clear that last episode that you guys encountered the station. The actual security offices, due to their nature, the only way to access them is to the front door. Normally, if you use a wall cracker from like a ceiling, yeah, you would definitely be able to do that. But the elevator itself doesn't give access.
Because it is the first floor.
Yeah, absolutely. It is right on the first floor.
All right, folks. Well, the computer terminal we need is actually on the first floor of this building. Yeah, like right above us or something.
A couple floors above you. You guys went down
floors
for
above us or something.
We can also technically don't. We have access to the the communications here.
Yep.
So we could shut it off if you have a message, just in case we can't gain access. So you can send out a message now, and then we can still try to get to the main terminal.
Why don't we just?
Then we risk.
Why don't we just cause a fire, not a real fire, but something to distract security personnel in the area up to the prison ward.
I like that. What do you got in mind?
I hop on the computer. Does this computer have any way of triggering alarms?
Internal to the building itself, yes.
Internal to the building itself. Okay. So
set alarms up. Oh, geez, there's a.
When I
frig was that?
I don't know.
Sorry, some like fly hit me in the face.
I didn't see nothing.
It hit me in the eye, so I didn't either.
Okay, so I do recall knowledge. Well, no, I don't know if I'd have that. Okay, am I aware of any major recall knowledge, culture. Am I aware of any major threats in the prison ward, like gangs, major personalities? I got a 28. What's the most dangerous thing in the prison? Like dangerous to everyone. Nuts.
So the nature of the station is something that would be like aggressively dangerous. Would be either
what would scare all of the security?
well, okay, so you've got two issues you're going up against. One, they don't keep things that scary up there. You would definitely find thugs and hardened criminals, but anything beyond that would either get literally spaced, as in execution style, because if it's that dangerous, you don't keep it in like a system, like an info system, or they export it off world to somewhere else. The criminals are something you could do, but what you'd be doing there is maybe like a full stage revolt or escape, not an individual. The problem is that station security is not in control of the tower.
I think
The
we're
borders
technically the bad guys
put out
either.
a message, right? Is that what you're saying? Just put out a message?
Yeah, something to
Something to the effect of, hey, this
bring all security into
going
one
down.
area, give us enough time to get the drop in. Or, I mean, I highly doubt we're going to be able to say anything to be like, this just in.
Well, how about this? I like where you're going here. We put out a mass message out to station security and whatnot, saying that there's been a mass breach up in the cells, but we delay it for a couple minutes, giving us time to get in position up on the ground floor. Once they start moving out, we make our move.
Is there anything?
Hold up, Zero's going to interrupt because he would know this. The Border Space Union is not going to care about that.
Oh.
Station security be all over that. You would be 100% on point if this is still station security in control. Zero, with his background, would know that's not going to fly with. Sorry to speak for you, Michael. Not going to fly with the Border Space Union.
So right now is the tower occupied by BSU, not
the tower. You don't know because the access is cut off from the top. However, the station security office is, or you saw them standing in a row in front of the doors and station security on the outside trying to get in.
Okay. So I look at Zero and I go, I don't know how much you know, but whatever you know, I would like to know. What do you got? What are they interested in this building specifically that we can scare them with? Think fast.
Not sure I actually have too much knowledge about this building specifically.
Guess fast.
Give me a culture check, Zero. I don't think that's one of your trained skills, but if you get a 10, I'll give you some tidbits. I'll throw you a bone. Otherwise, you just don't have that useful info. It's not something you traditionally would work with.
19.
Ooh.
Yeah, that's fine. So you pass the DC of 10. The Border Space Union would act on a special arrival. So like a prolific figure arriving on station might draw their attention. You're also pretty confident in your assessment that they're going to weaponize the domes.
Okay.
And in terms of other things that would get them to shake, when they're dealing with a place they do not govern or have responsibilities for, they're very happy to crash and burn and pick up after.
So I've got an idea. I cross-referenced those earlier emails that mentioned specific agents and whatnot. Are any due to arrive in the next, like, say, 6 hours?
No. Any other notifications you see about that would be people leaving the station.
Okay. I'm trying to think of. Am I aware of any other higher up that's not quite as high as that person?
Yeah, you could say a couple of generals. You could throw out a general out there that you'd know, and Seeker's gonna chime in.
Would it be possible to record a message, maybe using a holographic image that looks like one of their higher ups? And send it to them.
Any of the higher ups?
What was that?
Did we? Oh, we didn't see any of them though. We don't really.
Would Hush know any of the higher ups?
Specifically, no.
We don't.
However, you guys
How
have seen,
common is the knowledge of the guy that's supposed to be dead?
the Arch Chancellor?
Yeah.
Knowledge how? Like that he's supposed to be
Dude,
dead?
Do we know his appearance?
Yeah,
Like,
you guys
is
would know.
it common?
Yeah, you would know the Arch Chancellor's opinion. He looks like he's a always an ornate dressed Kasatha who has a very serious face, even for his species, and speaks with a slow, methodical tone, with at least the appearance of great wisdom.
Well,
We could disguise the hologram as that Chancellor guy.
The Chancellor. I mean, you can give him Chancellor Har. I don't remember his first name right now.
all right.
Chancellor
is it Tamnell or is that the guy?
Tamnell's his son.
Yeah. Okay.
All right. Yeah, he was the one that hides.
Mhm.
Yeah, no, that's a solid plan.
And Rai has a vocal modulator, just like me.
He
Right?
does.
And you're an actor.
Like me.
I had mine first, but I mean, I don't remember you having one before I met you. So. Wait, does that make sense?
No.
I don't.
No.
All right. Well,
I'll tell you later, Justin.
I think that is a swell idea.
Hmm.
Captain, you up for some improv? And he gives like a little eyebrow raise as the scene transitions for the love of Christ.
Okay, so if it's the person who's supposed to be dead, that is someone the BS
Allegedly dead. No one. You have no confirmation. Allegedly dead.
That is-
Allegedly.
that is someone that the BSU wanted dead. I got that correct?
You're assuming, but if you're assuming it's a coup, then yes.
Yes. Then I suppose the best thing to do in that case would be to stage it as if he's breaking into a communication to state that he's alive, and all forces converge on one specific building, and that way everyone would in theory run over if it's near enough by. Do I have any knowledge of a building nearby that he might be able to hold up to?
Just a point of clarification, please. Is he ordering the Border Space Union?
Well, my thought process is if it's a coup and he announces that he's alive and
Yeah.
well and is looking for his forces in an internal building that, it would make sense that they'd hear. If it's a coup, they'll run to kill him. If it's not a coup, they'll run to save him. That's my thought process. Tell me where I'm wrong.
No, that's fine. I'm trying to think of a location. The only real big locations you guys would have any background knowledge of in this dome would be Central Tower, where you are, or the Blitzer Ball Stadium.
I would suggest the Blitzer Stadium.
Yep.
It would
Okay.
be a good place to mount a counteroffensive or something along that nature.
And one thing that Miller and the androids picked up, you guys, the communications lockdown doesn't exclude the Border Space Union. They are not currently able to communicate through traditional means, at least. Now, magic could potentially get around things like that if they're utilizing magic, but from what you guys know, at least technological-wise, their communications are also jammed.
Do we have access to? Is there a speakerphone or anything like that attached to the building? An old.
I'm sure Miller could rig something up, no?
Well, no,
That would require speakers on the outside of the building. That's not
Yeah.
really how it rolls. You could get into the
Broadcasting.
you could broadcast. So basically, if you did it this way, and I'll leave you a little bit with it, you shut off the block for a bit. You could just standard broadcast, like easy hack to get into the station, intranet, like the network, like where the Stellar dude, Stellar guy. Sorry, I'm mixing my people up. Where Stellar guy broadcasts from, you'd be able to get onto those screens, and then the trick is you'd have to, and I'm going to give it to you, shut off communications immediately after, or else they'd figure out your ruse immediately.
that was
Yes.
the plan anyway.
And as soon as the broadcasts are down, the blocker is down, Miller is going to start communicating to all other mechanics.
Zero.
Yeah, I say you're going to be texting furiously on the side.
Exactly.
Okay.
So-
Exactly.
Before you do that, I'm going to suggest you create all your messages so they auto send once you reconnect.
Oh yeah, well yeah, that actually Dusty has already confirmed that last session that all my messages will get sent out immediately as soon as I'm connected. So I'm going to modify my messages saying, meet at Archie's or whatever, that kind of stuff. Because
meet at the rice oven.
Meet at Archie's rice oven. He says as he's typing in.
So
what is wrong with you two?
Attach an update to Archie's.
That was Brawl.
All right, so I'm going to attempt oh god, I hope this works. I'm going to attempt a disguise roll. Actually,
hologram.
I would rather no, it's just an audio, right? And you're doing it.
Well, you have your vocal
No. You guys are broadcasting it in image and audio.
Because I'm doing a holographic
and
image.
I'm going to do my best to get into character. I'm basically gonna affect the lights as much as I can through the use of Seeker, which I guess will be his version of Aid Another. And I'm going to turn on my vocal mod, and I'm going to basically cover myself in as much dirt, debris, and whatever as I can.
So again, when you're saying this, you're actually just describing what the hologram is looking like, and it's a 100% automatic success. So yeah, however you want to look, you're going to look based on the hologram.
Fine, then I'm getting into character.
Well, you don't even need to be there. I can put the hologram in front of the camera. You don't even need to be sitting in front of it.
Well, is he going to be able to move his mouth at the same time I do?
Yeah, I can do that.
Fine. Then that's good. Then I'm still in character anyway because I think it's funny.
No, that's fair. You're going to need to.
I want you to do a secret roll because I don't want to know how well I do. It's a +10.
A +10, and this is on diplomacy or bluff.
This is oh right, I don't have to do disguise. If it's diplomacy, then it's if it's diplomacy, then I can do it. I wanted to.
Yeah, the disguise self is
28.
Before we do this, though, we don't have any guarantee that everybody that's in the tower is going to leave the tower.
Nope, we don't, but I do it anyway. So because we're wasting time. Yep. So I as soon as it comes through, beforehand I've got I ask him to occasionally get in with some static and whatnot to make it seem authentic. So you hear tension, and this is in the dude's voice.
Best you can. Yep.
There has been an attack. I have survived. Rerouted. Blitzdome. All forces converged. I need escape. Protect civilians. And then I'll yell as I disconnect it.
For what purposes is the yell?
As he's being attacked.
Like something is being
Okay. So what everyone else sees on their like little data pads as they kind of link up to the network for the brief
and by the way, that's not a scared yell, it's like an aggressive yell, like I'm taking it. Right.
Not
right. I pictured Nyx, so
yeah, me too.
So what you guys see is on screen a regal or traditionally regal Kasatha with like an ornate headdress over his kind of elongated gray scalp, composed as much as possible with arms crossed over, is addressing the camera. There is some clear graphical display issues. The walls around are at least gray concrete style, as the controls room is kind of like under like in a basement area, so that's fitting. The Kasatha you recognize from images as the Arch-Chancellor Har, and their normally finely kept robes are damaged and tarnished and otherwise soiled, and there are some abrasions and scrapes as they give this slightly distorted message. The speaking to the mouth moving isn't quite perfect, but all of the interference seems to be the cause of that. And a slapdash quick message gets out to, as far as you guys can tell, all of Pyramid Station Alpha. And then, as all of his little messages and texts and emails get all sent out, the infosphere shuts down again, as do any communication arrays. The one thing that maybe you think about is, wonder how the Chancellor got to Pyramid Station Alpha so fast. But beyond that, little stuff.
All right. I got the email that I sent out to all my contacts if you guys wish to hear it.
Yep,
I
let's do it.
was gonna say something about the guy actually not being here.
Yeah, that was I thought he was in one of the domes. That was my whatever.
No, he supposedly was on earlier today on the home planet of the Border Space Union, Akodia.
There's magic travel.
That's not wrong.
He was also supposedly there, not.
That's also
Confirmed to
not
be
wrong. I'm just saying there was some window of ambiguity there. So I'm not saying it didn't work. I'm just saying there's some window of ambiguity. And Miller, what is your message that goes out? Like, what's the gist?
So first off, I do want to say that he did send it out encrypted. So should I make like some sort of computers check?
Yep, please do.
A 17. Great. All right. So he wrote, to all my friends, acquaintances, or otherwise business contacts, Pystyle is in danger. Pystyle being Pyramid Station Alpha.
How everyone else calls it pistol, but that's fine.
Oh, that's the head
Pystyle. Yep.
Pystyle. Yeah, pistol. It all makes sense now. You've been saying pistol for a lot, and I didn't understand.
How many episodes in, Chris?
I
27?
don't know. 27? I don't friggin' know.
Yeah,
Pystyle is in danger.
They all disregard.
No, we are launching a counteroffensive to regain control of our station. Failure means death. As you know, I am a rat who is true to his word. This may be our only chance. For those competent enough, make your way to Archie's rice oven in Central for further instruction.
God, I
Yes.
okay.
Suddenly nobody knows where it is because they're like, oh, what's an Archie's rice oven? Because it was
the
just
giant
changed today.
sign that screams in the most vibrant way that speaker would put it. Archie's rice oven.
He did upload a picture of the new artwork in said email.
Okay.
Oh, I'm glad you liked it enough to take a picture.
He did it for his own personal benefit.
I'll allow it. Okay, so you have your messages sent out. Where are you guys going?
We're going straight up, aren't we? Or are we going
Gotta
up
see
to the
if we
first
can
floor?
get onto that first floor.
We did put a delay on it, right? Like I mentioned before.
A delay on the
actual message itself. No, probably not, Tom.
No, you said that.
when is it happening? I don't care when it happens.
He said
Long enough for us to get back
Long enough
outside.
for us to get up there and just get into position.
basically,
Sure.
so that we can see.
Like
Sure.
a-
So instead of watching it on your little wrist comms, you watch it on the other screens. Yeah.
Okay.
Accurate.
All right.
And the reaction you see is that the station security officers that were trying to get into their office, their main little office area, they look at each other and they say, of various species, but the general feeling is, sounds like we're going to find out more information if we go to the Blitzerball Dome. Let's do it. Sorry, the Blitzerball Stadium. Rye got me saying it wrong. The Blitzerball Stadium. Let's do it. And they disperse. And for the first time, the border space soldiers look uncertain. They kind of look at each other and they have almost like questioning glances that you can't really make out through their helmets. But the fact that they're showing any reaction at all is the first. They leave one behind, and the rest follow after the station security officers.
One's good. They don't have communication.
Yep.
At this point in time, I'm frustrated enough to beat the hell out of a stranger.
Miller looks at Zero and kind of just gives a little nod, like a go take him out type of deal.
Is this are you guys starting with an attack on this individual? Is that just give me rough plan? This is a conversation. You're not going to try and smooth. You're going to try and fight.
No.
I'm not giving you GM misdirection here. I just want a yes or a no.
Basically, I want to take him. I don't want to kill him. That's not Miller's thing.
But you're going to use force to take him.
Yeah,
It's Zero's thing.
put him up.
Yeah, but we can just.
But if Zero wants to
break
kill
into
him,
the building and
by
drop
all
him through the
means.
floor.
Otherwise, actually, I'm gonna make a stealth roll and try to. Can I sneak by him?
No, it's not like it's
Oh, all right.
You'd have to open the door, which would trigger.
I
Like,
gotcha.
he'd know. What I was going to say is that it's not something that's really addressed in the rules, but you have a sniper rifle, Zero. Is that correct?
Yep.
I'd allow you to take a 10 or 20 potentially, depending on how long you want to set up.
Well,
And
you can't take a 20 because that implies you fail a bunch of times, and I highly
It's
doubt-
true.
no, a take a 20 doesn't imply that you fail at
No,
all.
no, it actually says it in the book.
Yes.
No, that's the physical natures. If you
Yeah.
just keep rolling at it, why not do the take 20?
Yeah.
What it is saying is that you take long enough that you are guaranteed success.
Alright, so
Now,
yeah,
it doesn't
he
require
controls
failure.
his breathing that he doesn't do and
You
whatnot.
set up in a window that you can get him in. You lay down. You have like a stopper. You know the wind conditions inside this windless dome. You've got your like line of sight set up. And if you want to do like a shot there, I'm basically telling you, I'd let you kill the guy.
Well,
For the first time, there's no objection from Rye because at this point in time, this is a coup and they're trying to kill everyone.
yeah, well, that's exactly right.
I could attempt, instead of just killing him, I could attempt to cripple him.
I was going to say, actually, at this point here, we have clear evidence that they're trying to that they're going to murder everybody on the station.
True.
Am I correct?
Just give
Am I
him-
correct in saying that, Dusty?
You have only gotten that feeling from Zero's opinions
Yep.
on the Border Space Union's potential prior tactics.
False I read
Nothing-
minds.
Nothing you guys have said or seen or read or interacted with has actually included harming of anyone on Pyramid Station Alpha. Furthermore, none of the civilians have been harmed in any way, shape, or form when interacting with the military.
All right, well, then I will let Zero do what Zero does.
Zero, what was your thoughts?
I was going to cripple him instead of, like, basically shoot out his legs or something along those natures.
However you guys want to do it.
In order to like get information from him or anything, or
No, you guys
We're
are trying to get into the building.
assassinate him, so
I
he
know,
just-
but I mean, like, why? If we cripple him, he's still going to be there and
Mike,
see us
it's
go
right.
into the
character.
building,
Call.
huh?
No,
I said
I was
Mike, you guys
asking
didn't
everybody because they
Oh.
originally said trying not to kill him.
Okay.
Flip the coin. I don't care.
Zero wants a family vote. Are you going
Because
full
last
or
time I
not?
killed somebody, they got all upset about it.
Accurate.
Yeah,
I-
no, Miller would be actually for it. There's a lot of evidence saying, on the contrary. He did actually put out an email saying that Pistol is in danger. And now there is a lot more at stake than he had originally intended. So if Zero were to take him out in a hostile manner, Miller would hold nothing against him.
Well,
Objections. Any objections?
regardless of their plan here, they've been very antagonistic to us and proven themselves to be quite bad people, anyways. I have no
the guard.
qualms.
You don't rush the guard
Hey,
because
hey.
that requires combat, which you
Hey.
guys could lose because you suck.
Let me have the
Uh,
RP. All right, let us RP it. All right,
You've got 7
going
minutes,
to
which is what
be-
Rye's running up against.
I know.
Um,
It wasn't a long.
so as you set up to take the shot, which is going to be a headshot because that seems to be where the vote's going, whether or not Brawl agrees, I do not care. He can voice disgust later if he chooses. There is another notification that goes on. This one is through it seems to resonate through the glass of the dome itself. You guys haven't seen anything like this before, but based on what Archie had told you, you suspect this is how mass communication happens inside Pyramid Station Alpha. And it gives you, it's a calm, automated female voice that lets you know that the hallways of Pyramid Station Alpha will be closing in 1 hour. Access to other domes will be restricted. Have a good day. And then you take the shot, and it pierces without a problem through the guard's helmet, and he slumps down against the doors. You wait a moment. No one approaches the body. You have at least access to the front doors of the station security central tower.
All right, go. So Miller at least runs to the door.
Brawl
I do it as
follows.
stealthily as I can.
No one else does. You slink along in the shadows. Everyone else is charging full Monty. And give me a stealth roll.
24.
Okay. And as you guys
You're
all
muted,
go-
Pat.
Thank you. Sorry. Because I don't want to look at the body, I just reach out to try to grab onto the back of any of the party, which just so happens to be a tuft of the shoulder hair of Brawl. It's not painful, and it's very clear I'm just grabbing on to follow.
Yep.
Something
I
I thought
gotcha.
about doing is how like bloody is the area from the shot?
you use projectile weapons, there is red viscera all on the back door. I didn't want to go too much into detail, but this
Well, I was gonna hide the body, but if there's that much of
Skull,
viscera, I'm not gonna
blood.
bother.
brains, the wall is completely spotted.
This is a family show, but his face is burning off.
It's not burning. It's not a laser weapon. He uses.
It's just gone. Yeah,
No,
he doesn't
I
have-
was call back to a bunch of episodes ago.
Yeah.
When Seeker goes by, nice job.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. Miller's just like, nice shot. As he, that's why I say, hey man, nice shot. As he walks into the
Nice
building.
composition.
As you guys enter the building, Zero kind of immediately ducks to the corner, trying to stay along in any shadows that he finds. Everyone else kind of brazenly walks into this big hallway, which some of you remember, goes straight ahead into the security offices where they have like their front desk and like some certain offices. And the computer you're looking for is just dead ahead. Off to the sides, there are the courts for Central Dome, at least, where you could get access to if you needed to. And resting against the security desk between you and the computer in question you're looking for is the bounty hunter Krellis.
Oh, you son.
In full body armor, with a relaxed pose, leaning against the faux wooden table, they cock up their head as they see you enter and say, "You guys again."
Miller says, hey, we haven't met the goal yet.
That's a bonus Krellis encounter, which gets real interesting if you end up killing them.
Whoa. Man.
Wait, did you say them?
I did. That is... what was that?
What?
That's where we're going to wrap up the episode this evening. It is just one person. I'm using them to be androgynous. I know you guys had used masculine pronouns before, and I probably slipped up once or twice. There is actually no known gender to this figure at this time.
It's evil Samus.
It could be evil Samus. That's fine. And it could also be evil Iron Man. I don't care. When we pick up next time, we'll be figuring out how you're handling the bounty hunter Krellis. Do you guys have any questions, comments, or parting concerns before we jump into the after party?
Is Rye even still there?
That's a good question. Right. Upon seeing this, immediate response.
There's a puddle where there wasn't a puddle before.
Okay. That's fair, and I'll allow that.
Not really.
No, I'm allowing it. It's canon now.
But no, I mean
You knocked over a planter where there was a plant, and now there's water
absolutely
everywhere.
like
It's
that, I
awful.
like that. And it's down at my feet.
Zero
right.
takes a picture,
Yeah.
leaving
that-
out the planter.
and that's how you guys end your episode. For everyone else, we're going to transition into the after party where we will chat with folks in the Twitch chat. We will talk shop. We will answer questions, comments, concerns. Otherwise, you can join us next time on Twitch next Tuesday, 8:30 p.m. EST, where we'll be doing this all again and hopefully a little bit quicker. And yeah, up until that point, I just hope you guys remember to never split the party.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Pat.
Pat.
Patrick.
I only tried to.